Yo, what is good, guys? I'm at a different motorbike shop right here today. Mr. Mechanic. They have a Honda 500 Rebel right here. Get my foot in there. There you go. So yeah, Honda Rebel 500. It's got a nice rumble. Welcome to the Honda Rebel 500 review. We got a kind of Ferrari red color going on. The seating position, that's the first thing I'm going to pick up on. The seating position is very neutral. It's very neutral. My knees feel slightly on the high side, as in right here. It's pretty high. When I get a full bend right here, I guess we'll see how interesting that gets. First thing I'm gonna say is it feels extremely Honda straight away. I mean, you can get on it and you can ride it with like one hand, like for like all day, apart from when every single time you need to change gears. It's super easy to ride. It's very smooth. It's comfortable. You know, it's very Honda-esque. I guess you could say it's slightly vanilla, you know. I'm no Honda hater, but Hondas, they do fit everyone, which is a compliment, right? That's safety already. Okay. So as I like to always do in my moto reviews and first rides, is give you guys my completely honest opinion of every bike that I ride. Try to show you some enthusiasm, give you the positives, give you the negatives. It's definitely comfortable and it's very Honda. I'm yet to ever get on any Honda and not feel at home, like I couldn't drift the bike in the first 15 minutes. That's what this feels like. Hondas have a skill like no one else of making a bike so accessible and easy to ride and feeling like you own that bike because it's that easy to ride, like you've been driving it for a long time. They have that ability that no other manufacturer has. We got some chopper bromance going on right here. So what Honda's done with this brand spanking new shiny 2017 Rebel 500, what they've done is they've taken the engine out of the Honda 500 bikes. You have the Honda CBR 500R, the CBR 500F. They also have a CBR 500X, but they've taken that power plant of an engine and they've applied it straight into this chopper style bike right here. Because you have that same engine, you're looking at around 47 horsepower. That's the ballpark figure you're going to get for that. But what they have done is they have tried to position that power and that torque more down low, so it has a bit more grunt early on, but then it kind of fizzles out more towards the top. Now I can feel straight away that it feels pretty punchy. It's not too bad, you know. Look, I mean, you know, you get a healthy surge of torque. I'm already going like 90. There's not loads more left. But instantly, I've been on the highway for about 10 minutes and I can instantly feel like that feels like the kind of wrong idea, in my opinion, that Honda's done that. I would have thought that you would have wanted it to be more comfortable in the higher in the rev range rather than low in the rev range, because I wouldn't normally associate a bobber kind of bike as a torque orientated kind of bike. I'd thought it more of a cruising highway bike. Just initially, as going a little bit over 100 kilometers an hour, the vibes are they're not too bad. They're okay. To maintain that for a long period of time. So there's something very important I want to talk about in terms of Honda in general, is their kind of philosophy for making motorbikes. I believe when you make a motorbike, no matter the price or the CC or the features it comes with, it should be passion based. Now I know it can seem a low CC bike without power might not really have a lot of passion, but it's my point with saying passion based is for it to come away from the sales targeting approach, right, where they just go for mass amount of sales. I have felt for quite a long time that that is the beginning and the end of what Honda do. they have their models and they have their moments, so like every brand does. My CRF 250L I owned for years was a great bike, but I can't help but feel like every time I ride a Honda, they feel, but I mean the bike looks pretty decent. I personally think the frame and the tank and stuff, it's a pretty good finish on it, but you can see the budget all over it, and I feel like I can feel it too when I ride it. That's about it. And there we have it, guys, the Honda Rebel 500. Now for me personally, there are telltale signs of how you can see that it's a budget bike, because the price is very low, it's very competitively priced. It's a thing that Honda does very well, pricing of their motorcycles. These look very cheap in my opinion. The casings on the engine look cheap, obviously the exhaust looks cheap. The kind of plastic shrouding around this headlight looks pretty cheap to me, but as I've said, it is a cheap bike. And I've got to say, this is probably the first time I've made a review in a long time that I don't really like the bike. Okay, so before you leave the dislike on the video because I just said I don't like the bike, let me tell you why. If you were making this bike, if you were Honda and you were making this bike, you know you want it to be a chopper slash bobber, cruiser, whatever you want to call it. You know you want it to be that kind of bike. Where would you put the performance? I personally would put the performance to be okay torque, mid-range and low down, but I would make sure that its highway speed is relaxed, right? That is calm, there's not a lot of vibes, parallel twin or not. That would be my priority building the engine. It would be so that it's very relaxed and can sustain highway speeds for a long period of time. Now I'm very surprised to realize that it doesn't feel like that for me. I was going 100 kilometers an hour over here on the highway, and the vibes quite clearly started coming through the pegs and through the bars. As a chopper style bike, I would have thought it would have been the other way around. I'm quite surprised by it. You can forgive soft suspension, you can forgive the finish not having the kind of look that I would like it to have, being a bit plasticky and stuff and a bit cheap. You can forgive that with the price. But I personally feel that if you're going to spend this much money and buy this kind of bike, why would you want it to have performance orientated in the low down torque and the mid-range rather than the top? Surely you want it to have decent cruisability for the highway. But it seems that Honda decided against that, and Honda wanted it to have more grunt down low, maybe be more of an urban bike. I'm in the position where I would prefer the bike to cost a little bit more and just do away with this. I mean, come on, right? I mean, this, look, I mean, you got toys in Toys R Us that have a finish as good as that or better than that. The trellis frame and the tank, they look like a high quality finish, but plastics and stuff looks all cheap. It feels very cliche to me. It's meant to be a chopper, but it isn't a chopper. It's meant to look like a chopper, but it's too small, it's shrunken, it's like a toy version of a chopper. I'm 6'3". and my knees come up to like here. My knees are there. You turn this in, that's pretty close. I mean, that's really close for a big bike. I like the way you put the key in the side. That's very bobber chopper-esque. You turn it on, you got a little bit of a start up. I personally think the way it's a super small motorcycle and then has these giant tires on, thickness, the profile, seems confusing to me. It kind of makes it look more toyish to me. So I must say the point of this motorcycle has slightly lost me. Okay, so one of the strongest claims anyone could make to say that this bike is fantastic is that even though right now I am definitely struggling to realize the concept and character and point of this motorcycle, I feel like there's a bit of an identity crisis. Even though I'm feeling that right now, that could lead to its biggest plus, which could be the fact that it's a canvas, that you can really turn it into anything you want. Okay, so this is the 500, not the 300. The differences between the two are literally the engine, frame, the seat, the position, everything is the same, just only the engine is different. The 300 comes in at 165 kilograms approximately, fully fueled. This 500 comes in at around 186 kilos, fully fueled and completely ready to go. Then you can add a little bit more on to both of those figures if you add ABS on it. I remember riding the Honda 500 bikes before, the CB 500F and the CBR 500, and I remember riding both those bikes before and thinking the engines were lethargic, none of them were lightweight, and this is doing the exact same thing for me. It's bringing all of those feelings back. It has good low down pull, but I just expect a bit more out of it, in all honesty. The brakes are pretty decent, but you've got soft suspension, so you're kind of losing any kind of tractable feeling. It has great torque to weave in and out and fly in and out of the traffic. It has great torque for that. It is punchy. They've done well with the initial part of the bike, but once you start getting onto highways, once you start getting a bit further, I just thought it would be a bit more relaxed at highway speeds, if I'm honest. If you're going to customize it, I think it's a great bike because you really make it how you want to make it. One of my most favorite bikes I ever owned, I totally made my own. And when you do that, you feel like you really grow to love the bike because you almost created it. But if you're not intending to change a lot of the stuff that comes on it and customize it yourself, you kind of like, you're not really going to do all of those custom things. I don't think it has a point. I think it's kind of pointless. I mean, like, are you kidding me? I mean, really, are you kidding me? I mean, that's like Windows 90, man. That ain't even Windows 98 or 95. That is like Windows 1. Can hear crickets when I say that, man. But I mean, are you serious? It's a new bike, right? I mean, and look at the lack of LED-ness on that. I mean, that looks like that could be off a car that's like 20 years old, man. I'm sorry, but yeah, I gotta be honest with your stuff here, man. I'm always honest with my reviews, and this is my opinion of it. I guess it depends where you're gonna be. Are you gonna customize it? Then yeah, why not? Why not? It's a good price, good place to start from. You don't have a lot of experience, you're a beginner and you want to make something your own. Right there, man. If you're a beginner and you want to make something your own, I would recommend it. But if you don't want to make it your own and customize it and you're not a beginner, I'd run for the hills, man. So I guess it depends what side you fall on. If you're a beginner, yeah, because there aren't a lot of other options for you. That is pretty much my final thoughts of the Honda Rebel 500. I think it could become a bike that you could grow to like a lot more, a hell of a lot more initially than I like it after a day on it. But hands down, as it comes, there's nothing on it that stands out to me as being noteworthy. It could just be me, but of course, like always, I'm giving you my 100% honest opinion right here. That's my take on it. That's my take of the Honda 2017 Rebel 500. If you have some comments, leave them below. It'd be my absolute pleasure to help you guys out. I make these reviews for your information. But yeah, that's been my first impressions, first ride review with a day on the 500 Rebel. If you like this review, please like it. Please do that like, the good like stuff, you know what I'm saying? Subscribe, share the video. Thank you for tuning in today, guys. And I'll see you guys later. Motoman out. Riding this in the mountains today has really made it obvious that they intended this bike to be an urban kind of brawler slash have a little bit of fun on but don't take too serious type motorcycle. The first day I rode this, I definitely had that opinion of like, why has they got no kind of power? I didn't understand the point of it. Well, riding in these mountains where you need some decent torque but you're not doing highway speed, just like it would be in the city, it seems to make a lot more sense. So I want to credit this bike for that.